Imagine standing at the edge of a valley, the air thick with the smell of sweat and iron, two armies facing each other across a narrow stretch of earth. In this ancient land of sand and stone, the stakes of every battle were total. Victory meant survival, defeat meant servitude. On one side, the army of Israel, trembling, uncertain, their eyes wide with fear. And on the other side, a shadow so enormous it darkens the very ground it walks on. This is the valley of Elah, and what happens here is about to change everything. The Philistines had been the enemies of Israel for generations, fierce warriors, ruthless conquerors. And they had come again, this time with something Israel had never faced before. His name was Goliath, and when he stepped forward that morning, the whole Israelite camp went silent. He was over 9 feet tall, 9 feet, clad head to toe in bronze armor that weighed over 125 pounds. His spear alone had an iron tip that weighed 15 pounds. Every step he took shook the ground like a slow, deliberate thunder. And he opened his mouth and his voice rang out across the valley like a war trumpet. "Why have you come out to line up for battle? I am the Philistine champion. Choose a man to fight me." For 40 days he came out, morning and evening, the same challenge, the same mocking laugh, and every morning the soldiers of Israel looked at each other and looked away. No one stepped forward, not one man. But back in Bethlehem, there was a shepherd boy, young, ruddy-cheeked, the kind of boy people overlooked in a room full of grown men. His name was David, the youngest son of a man named Jesse. Under the blazing Middle Eastern sun, David spent his days watching sheep on the hillsides outside Bethlehem. "Take this bread and these grain cakes to your brothers," Jesse told him, "and bring back word of how they're doing." So David rose early the next morning, loaded up the supplies, and set off for the valley. He arrived just as the Israelite army was drawing up in battle formation, shouting their war cry. And then, like clockwork, out came Goliath. The ground trembled. The war cry died. And every Israelite soldier turned and ran. David watched this. He looked around at the warriors running and asked, "Who is this Philistine that he should defy the armies of the living God?" Word reached King Saul that there was a young man in the camp who was willing to fight. Saul sent for him. When David walked into the king's presence and declared he would fight the giant, Saul looked him up and down. "You're just a boy," Saul said quietly. "Goliath has been a warrior since he was young." But David looked Saul in the eye and said something remarkable. "Your servant has kept my father's sheep. When a lion came and carried off a sheep, I went after it, struck it, and rescued the sheep from its mouth. The Lord who rescued me from the lion and the bear will rescue me from this Philistine." Silence. Saul finally nodded. "Go, and may the Lord be with you." He tried to outfit David in his own armor, bronze helmet, coat of mail, sword at his waist. David strapped it all on, took a few steps and shook his head. "I can't fight in this. I'm not used to it." He took it all off. Instead, he picked up his shepherd's staff, walked down to a stream, and carefully chose 5 smooth stones. He dropped them into his pouch, sling in hand, and walked toward Goliath. When the Philistine saw him coming, this boy, this shepherd with a stick, he was insulted. His face twisted with contempt. "Am I a dog that you come at me with sticks?" He cursed David by his gods. "Come here, boy, I'll feed your flesh to the birds." David stopped, and in a voice that carried all the way across that valley, he answered, "You come against me with sword and spear and javelin, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty, the God of the armies of Israel, whom you have defied. This day the Lord will deliver you into my hands, for the battle is the Lord's, and he will give all of you into our hands." Goliath surged forward. David ran toward him, not away, not slowly, but at a dead sprint. His hand went into his pouch. He drew out a stone. He swung the sling and released. The stone flew through the air. It struck Goliath in the center of his forehead, the one place in all that armor completely exposed. The giant's eyes went blank, and 9 feet of iron and bronze crashed to the earth like a falling tower. When the Philistines saw their champion fall, they turned and ran. The army of Israel erupted in a roar. The valley that had been a place of fear became a place of victory, all because one young shepherd boy believed the battle belongs to God. and he has never lost one yet. If this story moved you, hit subscribe and ring the bell. We bring these ancient stories to life every single week, and you do not want to miss what's coming next. And if you want to go even deeper, there is nothing like reading these stories for yourself in your own Bible. We've linked to a few of our favorite editions in the description below. Pick one up, open it to 1 Samuel chapter 17, and read it with fresh eyes. You will never see it the same way again. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next one.